That's when I was in Mexico, and I walked into the shop, and I said, I tried this shirt on. I said, "Es muy guapo," and she said, "Sí, es muy guapo." I said, "Okay, I'll take it." She said, 100 pesos. I said, 25. She said, 100 pesos. I said, 50. So I ended up paying 100 pesos for. Oh, hello there! I didn't see you walk in.
Alright,
Welcome once again to the
Drunk Doctor Who, Heroes and Villains.
I forgot the episode.
Episode number 41.
41. There's so many, right? Let's
see.
How much is our main podcast series?
Episode number 41.
Beautiful.
Alright. Okay. Alright.
What happens
when you didn't space that very well.
No, I didn't. Okay. I forgot about the episode number.
So this is episode 41, and we are talking about K-9.
Version 1 and 2.
There's Mach 1
and 3.
We eventually get to probably Mach 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think I've only seen 1 through 3 so far. And then also his, what do we call that? Apocrypha stuff?
Well, that's eventually.
Because we have 3 podcasts here. The reason why I thought we did K-9 already was because we did a, what do you call that other series?
K-9 and Company.
Yeah, we did the K-9 and Company episode.
Right, which is a third-party, it's a Doctor Who spin-off. It's one of the first Doctor Who spin-offs, not third-party, sorry. Yeah. An actual Doctor Who spin-off. And there was only 1 episode.
And we did an episode on
the pilot's episode, which is called Dog is a Girl's Best Friend.
That's true.
Yeah. And then...
except the Mog is its own best friend.
Oh yeah, we just watched Spaceballs.
We watched Spaceballs today.
Yeah.
Today's movie night. Just why we're doing Heroes and Villains.
Correct, as opposed to Doctor Who podcast.
What are we drinking today, Henry?
I am drinking Magma Flame.
Magma Flame. Oh, they got Magma Flame back.
Yeah.
Were they out of that for a while?
For a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it back. That was a little bit ago, though.
I'm drinking straight vodka. No, just kidding.
No,
it's water.
We're doing the movie night. He didn't want to drink tonight, so that's why we do Heroes and Villains, and that's all good and fine.
Toxic. We're taking a week.
Every once in a while, I don't want to drink. Every once in a long while.
Yeah. So anyway, they just put so much sugar in alcohol, you know? Well, the alcohol I like.
The alcohol you like to drink. Mine's a different kind of calorie.
I'm sorry, what were you saying about K-9?
Alright, so K-9 is the first mechanical companion of the Doctor's. And he comes in an Invisible Enemy in 1977.
Yeah, Invisible Enemy was
Invisible Enemy.
What's this red circle mean?
Let me see.
Because the other the Doctor has a green circle. I don't know what that means.
Right? Yeah, I don't know either. But
anyway, is that the artist's signature?
Maybe.
I don't know. LP. Oh, that's it.
But I asked the artist when I bought these, and he said, "Yeah, you can use them in your podcast."
Oh, sweet.
So hey, we started using them in the podcast as soon as that happened. All right. So K-9 is the first mechanical, i.e., non-human, non-organic companion. And the Doctor has 2 more as things go along.
He has like a Cyberman, right? Or the head. You told me about the head.
Handles. Yeah. That's the third one. The second one is Chameleon.
He's not organic? He's a robot?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, he's an android that can change shape.
Oh. Like the Terminator in Terminator 2.
With not as good special effects.
No. Okay.
But he can put out a field generator that makes him look human in different shapes and stuff.
Is he what were those plastic dolls called? There's like a race of them?
Autons.
Autons. Is he an Auton?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's something else entirely.
Cool.
But
that's exciting.
Yeah, so far...
I feel... I didn't take any notes, but I feel naked without...
No, wait.
My notepad.
Wait. No, there's technically 4. There's technically 4. So K-9, Chameleon, Handles, and then Nardal. Nardal in Series 10 is technically a robot.
Is that the only robot in the new stuff? Or is Handles in the new stuff?
No, Handles in the new stuff.
Chameleon's in the new stuff?
No, Chameleon's in the old stuff.
Okay,
so
K-9
and Chameleon in the old stuff, Handles and Nardal in Series 10 in the new stuff.
2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2. Two and two.
I think we'll get another robot type companion with the new Doctor Shutai. That'd be cool.
I don't know, but I would like it. Well, he's not the new Doctor yet.
Yeah, we went back
the 14th Doctor.
Yeah.
We didn't go back. We went forward, but we have that face again. But he's the 14th Doctor and the 10th Doctor, the same way. What's his face is the 21st and 23rd President.
So he regenerated back into him?
Yes.
Oh.
So
I thought it was just like a multiple doctors time thing, like he traveled.
No. Whittaker regenerates into Tennant as the 14th Doctor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Isn't he like the most successful, or he's the most popular one, right?
Of the current revival, yes.
Yeah. When I think Doctor Who, that's the face I see.
That's because you're younger. When I think Doctor Who, it's Tom Baker right below him, because I'm older than you by a good.
Well, now I think of like Troughton and stuff, but before you showed me Doctor Who,
right. In the 21st century, he's the face of Doctor Who, of the Doctor. In the 20th century, it was Tom Baker. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so K-9 is given to the Doctor by a scientist in the Invisible Enemy, because the scientist can't take K-9 back with him.
Right, it's kind of sad. Like an R2-D2 thing, companion, he's changing owners.
Yeah, essentially.
It's kind of like owning a parrot, right? If you owned a parrot, like a baby parrot, it would probably outlive you, because they to be like 110 years old.
Okay. I'm 54. It would probably outlive me regardless.
Yeah, so you would have to pass your parrot on to somebody. It's kind of like that.
Well, this guy is going on a journey. He doesn't want to mess with K-9.
Oh, so he doesn't really like K-9.
Well, no, he likes K-9, but he can't take K-9 with him wherever he's going.
When I saw it, it felt sad. It reminded me of that scene in the movie where they're in that space station with the garden. The guy has little robots that helps him garden. And
oh yeah.
He jettisons him.
Running.
Silent running is it?
Yes.
Yeah. He jettisons him out to space, so he leaves this little robot, and he's like, "It's all up to you, buddy." It's just like,
little twonky robot.
I never cried over an RC car before. But
all right. So K-9 is a really, really good companion.
Long running. I'm gonna write that down.
Very long running. He obeys the Doctor diligently, which is great.
Long running is the movie name?
Silent running.
Silent, okay. I want to watch that again. Is it worth watching again? Does it hold up? When was the last time you watched it?
No, I've seen it once. Some years ago.
I can't
It's a good movie. I don't know if it would hold up to a second viewing, because it's the 1960s, early 70s sci-fi movie style of... Here's our little bit of a plot. Here's a lot of atmosphere. And we'll just give you a very strange scenario, which we kind of meander through until we get to the end of the plot, which isn't a whole lot.
This tunes into your, what do you call it? Phonographic memory? You can remember names or sounds. Like titles to movies.
Eidetic memory.
Eidetic, yeah.
Where I can pull up visuals in my head from movies and stuff.
Oh, okay. I just can't remember movie names.
Remember lines. I'm generally horrible at names. But
I would never guess.
I'm surprised, Peter.
Oh, speaking of eidetic memory, K-9.
He's a computer. He has a built-in.
He has the TARDIS on his collar. Not in the show, but in this picture.
Oh wow. That's
maybe later.
That's a nice detail.
Yeah.
All right. So he's a weapon. He's a computer. He has a nuclear generator in him, which he runs out of power. He just shuts down for a little bit. He's faithful. He's just amazing, and he has all this knowledge.
The problem with K-9 was he was too good of a companion. He was just this utility belt of lasers and phasers and cutting through doors.
Kind of like the sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, so they always had to write in, like, even worse than the sonic screwdriver, they'd write in, like, stairs or something.
Right. Here's a reason we're going to sideline K-9 at this point. Yeah. Oh, it's swampy. You can't move around. Let's just sideline you. Although, to be fair, he's not heavy.
Right,
because
they pick him up.
Romana 2, who was an incredibly slight little waif in the show, picks him up at several points and moves him around.
So canonically, he's like, 50 pounds or something.
No, less than
20, 30?
I'd guess 15.
15 pounds?
Yeah. He looked maybe made out of aluminum, you know?
Oh, yeah, really light metal.
Or he's referred to commonly as the tin dog. So in theory, he might be made out of tin, but I doubt it. But
like Superman's made out of iron, right? Steel. Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Iron Man's a different guy.
Yeah, Iron Man.
Why isn't like Copper Man out there somewhere?
I like, you know, in Japan they have those big robots. They're called Gundams.
Mm-hmm.
Or those are the most popular ones. They're made out of a metal called Gundanium.
Gundanium.
Yeah, I always like made up materials like unobtainium and
That one's so ridiculous.
adamantium and
Oh my gosh! All right. So someday somebody's gonna make a material and they'll patent it as
they'll name
adamantium or whatever.
Do you think that's already trademarked, like the name of it as a IP or something?
All right. Anyway, so K-9, a great and faithful companion as a dog, although he says he's not a dog. As a weapon, like a computer and all that, he shows up and he kind of changes the dynamic a little. Because the doctor, a lot of times the doctor would need muscle around. Like the first doctor needed the muscle of Ian.
Yeah, and then you have like Jamie. And
right, Jamie's the
Steven
muscle for the second doctor.
And Paulie and
Steven.
Who's on with Paulie? The Navy guy?
Oh,
Or you have Unit.
I can't think of his name. Right, you have muscle.
I felt like the entirety of the Unit season was just like the doctor running around with like a whole bunch of football jocks. They're just like, let's get it
Seasons. There were several seasons.
Oh, multiple.
Yeah,
yeah, that's basically his entire run.
But he was the muscle himself. He needed Venusian food. He could fight. Right. Yeah. The fourth Doctor doesn't like killing, doesn't like weapons. Even though Leela is the companion when K-9 comes along to become the secondary companion, and she kills people, he's like, stop killing people. But once she leaves and he has Romana, who's not muscle, either of them, K-9 becomes the good muscle, you know?
And then he puts people to sleep and he's like, how long did you stun that guy? And he's like, indefinitely. He's like, alright.
Anyway, so K-9 is there for a good while during the fourth Doctor's run. The Mark 1 leaves with Leela. The Mark 2 leaves with Romana.
So there are multiple K-9s,
right? Right. The Mark 3 gets sent to Sarah Jane.
One of them was destroyed, right? And they had to. I think Mark 2 was destroyed, and then they replaced Mark 2 with Mark 3, and then that's the one that they sent
with Romana.
Maybe they just repaired it and kept it.
I think they repaired it, yeah, because it was because he gets really messed up several times. He goes to the salt water.
It's the they write him out of the show like you would write out C-3PO when he got thrown in the trash compactor.
or Jamie when it's like, oh, I showed up and they don't know what to do with me, so I'm sick for this cereal, you know?
Except when they needed him, but he wasn't there, so they had to change his face.
right, that was the one of the few times that we've had multiple actors play the same character. Speaking of which is coming up with Romana.
Stay tuned.
So you have Mark 1 goes with Leela, Mark 2 goes with Romana, Mark 3 gets sent to Sarah Jane. So his main three companions each got a K-9, and we see the Mark 3 K-9 come back in the modern show in Series 2, and then again later several times in the Sarah Jane Adventures. And then we have a Mark 4 in the third-party stuff that shows up in K-9, just the show K-9.
The Australian one?
Yeah, the Australian one.
So the British K-9 show...
K-9 and Company.
K-9 and Company failed. It got canceled, but Sarah Jane Smith Adventures
was later, because that was 1981.
Yeah.
And then jumped to 2007.
What?
And then she shows up with that same K-9.
Yeah, why do you think that one succeeded where the other one failed, even though it's pretty much the same show, because it has the same two lead actors, right?
It has the same two lead actors. Yeah. It's not the same show.
Really?
I mean, It doesn't. It
a lot
doesn't feel
better.
like. You remember the intro for K-9?
Yeah. They just keep recycling this.
Yeah.
What was the pilot? Did that ever air?
Yes, it aired.
It felt like it was like a temporary filler type.
No,
intro.
no. I can give you the exact air date right here. That's why I have this nice big.
Do you know which K-9 version I'd like to see come back? All three of them in like a 3 K-9s episode special. Wouldn't that be great? Like the 3 doctors. Did they ever do that where there's like multiple K-9s?
No.
Because that would be great. You could have the old voice actor and the new voice actor.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, when we're talking about K-9,
Yeah.
there's one. Oh my gosh. I forgot to print out the K-9 and Company sheet that should be right here. Oh no, here it is.
Oh.
In the absolutely wrong place. All right. So it aired December 28th, 1981. And let me move this. December 28th, 1981.
So the other one was like 20 years later?
27 or something, or 26, yeah.
I had no idea.
Sarah Jane
far
Adventures.
apart.
Yeah.
So what's the time frame on the Australian K-9 show? Is there crossovers and air dates?
Give me a second. Sorry. let me put this in. All right. Okay, so the very end of 81. The very end. All right. And then
2000 and...
okay. Okay, Sarah Jane Adventures starts New Year's Day, 2007.
Oh, wow.
So it was 25 years and 3 days apart.
Woo.
So
Yeah.
25 years apart from 81, very end 81 to the very beginning of 07.
Could you imagine if we gave up on the podcast, right?
And then it came back 20 years
25 years later.
Have you seen Twin Peaks?
Is that a restaurant?
It is, but I'm talking about the TV show.
No.
Okay, oddly enough, I ate at Twin Peaks this afternoon. There's a TV show that David Lynch did in like the 90s. And it was really weird. It was this really cerebral, messed up, because David Lynch is messed up, weird soap opera thing, right? When the show was ending after season, I don't know, 3 or 4, whatever, okay? There's a character there looks at the camera and goes, "See you in 23 years." 23 years later, they revived the show. 23 years.
Just because of that line.
We don't know. They revived the show, and they did it the exact same time he said it was going to be, and they started completing storyline stuff. So weird.
That's crazy.
So that's the only thing I can think of that had this kind of gap.
Yeah.
Except maybe, Dallas.
The movie? With
The
Matthew McConaughey?
No, the TV show.
Oh, right.
No, you're talking the Dallas Buyers
Yeah.
Club. No, Dallas was an old kind of soap opera on TV.
I haven't seen that one either.
Not a daytime, but an evening drama.
Like Gunsmoke.
Yeah, but this had J.R. Ewing and a bunch of people.
Ewing?
Ewing, yeah. It was the Ewing family. Ewing.
I
But
haven't heard of those. They're actors?
no, that was the name of the family on the show. But anyway, the show is super big. Like Who Shot JR was this giant thing, and like super big back in the day. And I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, but well, maybe I'm not surprised you haven't heard of it. But it ran for like 12, 13 seasons, and then it got shut down, and then it came back about 20 years later, 22, 23, 24, 25 years later. Yeah.
It's like...
And it was a continuation, not a revival, not a redo, but a revival. It was a revival. It wasn't a redo or a revisioning. It was an actual continuation of the show.
Yeah. I like when they do that and acknowledge the time has passed, because they did that with Arrested Development. They got canceled for like 10 years or something, or 5. It was canceled for a while, and then Netflix brought it back for a season, and all the actors had aged like 10 years.
Well, yeah. They have to.
And they were acting, and it picked up exactly where it left off. So you're watching it back to back, and then the next episode they're all 10 years older.
Well, I'm glad they acknowledge the difference. It's like with Doctor Who, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's talking about a show that gets canceled a couple of times and then goes back.
Because there's only 10 years between the old and the new stuff in Doctor Who?
Alright. It ended the first time in 1989. Then they revived it. The first revival
Just for
was 06 for that single TV
That was an
movie.
06.
Sorry, 96.
Oh.
It was a single TV movie.
Uh-huh.
And it was supposed to be the pilot for a new series.
But
But Fox did not go for the new series, so that was it until 05.
So they're pitching it to an American audience with Fox.
Oh, they were trying. It was a co-collaboration.
Oh, okay.
And that's happened again in Torchwood, which is a spin-off show. The fourth series of Torchwood was a co-collaboration with somebody in America. I forget who.
I hear rock stars are really
somebody.
into Coke collaboration.
Rock stars?
Yeah, Coke
Oh,
collaboration.
Coke collaboration. Right. But no, speaking of a
Coke
show that's come back a couple of times.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sarah Jane Adventures, which has K-9, same for K-9 Company, same for the show K-9. In fact, most of the Doctor Who spin-offs to date, 3 of the 5 have had K-9 in them.
This is why we need the multiple K-9 episode,
but,
right?
but to be fair, the K-9 spin-off is non-canon. But anyway, so Sarah Jane Adventures ran from 07 until 11 due to the untimely death of Sarah Jane. Elizabeth Slaton. And
How old was she?
she was only 50.
Oh, wow.
And then K-9, not BBC produced, ran from 09 until 2010. So
in Australia?
yeah, the Australian one. So there was a good bit of overlap there. All right. Okay. So anyway, K-9 leaves several times because there's several marks of them.
Do you have a favorite moment with K-9?
Moment or series or serial?
Yeah. Just a moment that when you think of K-9 as a cool character, what pops into your head? For me, it's always when they actually give K-9 a chance to shine in the show, and he just zaps several people. When I think of K-9, I just think of K-9 pulling up on some thugs and going bzz, 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 bzz.
Right.
It's my favorite thing to watch.
I like K-9 in the 6th part of The Key of Time.
That's where
The Armageddon Factor?
Yeah.
Where they use him as a vehicle to go to, what was the name of that guy? The Shadow? To try to convince the Shadow that he's on the Shadow's side.
Yeah.
And he's got the doctor
They
and the
touch
doctor's
tips.
college guy in his compartment down below. And he goes up, he goes, he clears his throat. Master talking to the Shadow. Yeah, I defeated him. You can tell he's trying to act, right? And it's so funny because he never does that normally. And he actually gets to pretend, and I love that.
I like that.
A little bit of deception there.
Yeah. My least favorite was when they changed its voice actor.
Yeah, K-9 has the same voice actor for the entirety of his history on the show, except for one season, and that one season just the voice rankles. I don't know what they're going to do when the guy dies, because they'll have to get somebody else, but I hope it sounds a lot more like the original guy.
Yeah, that's what they did in Toy Story 3 when, what's his name? Ernest P. Worrell passed away, and he voiced Slinky. And so he voiced him for episode 1 and 2, so for the third movie, they just had someone do an impression of him and get his voice exactly.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's much better than the voice they had in that one season.
The problem I have with K-9's changed voice is they made it too human. His old voice was very robotic and cute, and then they changed it to just a voice that sounded like some high-pitched guy.
Yeah.
They changed him to some nerd on Reddit. He's actually.
It's like with The Simpsons. Simpsons has been around so long, eventually more of the actors are going to start to die. And if they're going to keep it going, they have to find people who sound exactly like the originals or darn close enough to it,
The problem with voice actors in The Simpsons is that it's an animated show and none of the characters age, but their voice actors age. But so in live action, the characters, like in Harry Potter, the characters age through the timeline. But The Simpsons, they never, Maggie never grows up. They're always the same age. And you listen to Marge in season 1, and then Marge in season 20, and she just sounds like...
Shouldn't sound... Well...
She sounds totally different.
Let's take it past season 1, when she's more fully developed. Say season 4 or 5. She still sounds more or less the same to season 20 or 30.
She sounds way older.
But
her character hasn't aged.
That's part of voice acting, though. It's acting.
It breaks the immersion for me.
You generally watch season 1 episodes and then watch season 20 episodes back to back?
It breaks the immersion.
Alright, okay. Do you have any other questions or comments about K-9?
So we never see multiple K-9s together?
No. No.
I hope that comes up.
Okay, the closest we get to it is that episode where the doctor sends K-9 off with Leela. Mm-hmm. And K-9's going with Leela, and Leela and K-9 both bow their heads. Yeah. And then the doctor pulls out a crate that says K-9 Mark II.
Yeah,
and he looks at the camera and smiles. So in the same episode, we don't see K-9 Mark II because they only had the one model, which is K-9. But we do see K-9 Mark I and the box or the crate for K-9 Mark II in the same episode.
I didn't think about that. I like how much the K-9 had an impact on the Doctor's character, because before K-9, the Doctor's personality trait was he hates computers, right? He hates computers.
Through several Doctors, yes.
Yeah. And then K-9 comes along. He's like, I don't like computers.
Except you.
Yeah, except that. And then he humanizes K-9 and he goes, "That's my dog."
Yeah. Good dog. Yes. Oh man.
It's really sweet, the connection with K-9 and the Doctor.
I liked him. Apparently, the animatronic, or whatever you want to call the robot, was kind of hard to control. Not as bad as Chameleon. When we get to Chameleon, I'll tell you a story.
Because that's more like a humanoid.
Yeah, very humanoid.
They didn't just put a person in a suit? Because that sounds like easier.
I'll tell you about Chameleon when we get there. Cool. We haven't seen him yet on the main show.
How long until he's... Because he's in the old stuff?
Yeah, no, he's Fifth Doctor.
Oh, he's
and we're on the Fifth Doctor.
Right.
And we could have watched The Visitation tonight. We decided to watch the movie instead.
Is he in The Visitation?
No. He shows up not too long from
Last night, I had a dream, and I was very upset because we were doing the podcast and we got sloshed, right?
Okay, this isn't a dream, but okay.
The dream was that we're drinking, we're having a good time, and we forgot to watch the show, and we were so drunk we came in here to record the podcast.
And we hadn't seen the movie.
And I hadn't watched it yet. And you hadn't seen it before, so you started talking about it. I'm like, wait, I haven't watched this one yet. You're like, yeah, you have. I'm like, and I was getting more and more upset. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's a funny dream. Alright. Okay, we'll see you in just a moment, and we will do Ramana.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, see you next week.
No.
Same time next week.
In a minute.
Stay tuned.